We spoke about certain situations where either you need hachrozo, or sometimes you don't need hachrozos. It says, let's say, for kvura, for paying taxes, or for feeding the almona, you don't have hachrozo. You know, to get the best, the highest price. What, the woman's supposed to starve? The man is lying in disgrace. You can't pay funeral expenses. Even though the yisomim, the state is going to get less, doesn't make a difference. But on normal circumstances, when you sell off these from the estate, you put it out for public bid to get the highest price. Okay? Yeah. Oh, we left the Mishnah. Hamenes vashniyo. A woman who's a minor and she walks out on a marriage. When a miyun, if we say it's got retroactively, the moment she says I'm not interested in remaining, the minor marriage is speaking with the mother or the brother's married her off, right? She says I'm not interested in being here. Let's say before she's 12, so she doesn't need a get. She needs nothing. So if she doesn't need a get, that means she doesn't get a ksuba. Hamenes hashniya. Let's say a person married a rabbinic relationship, which was considered incestual relationship rabbinically. We're on Kufam and Beis. Hashniya, islandess. Man marries a woman, doesn't develop normally as a woman. Islandess. So it's a mektos ein lem ksuba because it's not there's no marriage. It's no ksuba. Below peiros. What's peiros? So Rashi has two pshatim. Let's say below peiros, meaning because the husband eats peiros, therefore he has an obligation to bury her. I mean to ransom her. She's taken captive. He has to ransom her. But you understand, peiros is part of the ksuba. That's like an aspect of the ksuba. So if we say there's no ksuba, so if that's no peiros, even though he took peiros, even though he took the profits off her assets, whether it's the harvest or the rent of the properties, but still, because it's classified as ksuba, as an aspect of ksuba, so if she has no ksuba, she doesn't get. He doesn't have to reimburse her for the peiros that he ate. Let's say he's married to a katana. Shneya, let's say he married his grandmother-in-law. Grandmother-in-law. It's shneya. Shneya's larayus. No, it's not rabbinically. Rabbinically, it's not. Rabbinically, it's not. So there's no ksuba. That's it. So also, let's say he ate her peiros. There's no reimbursement. No reimbursement, right? V'lo mizonos. He doesn't have to feed her. V'lo blos. Now, what's blos? Blos means rags. It means remnants. Let's say she brings clothing, bedding into the marriage. So when she goes out, she takes it back with her, right? She takes nothing back. V'lo blos. What about he knew originally she was a woman who will never develop as a woman? The only reason island is not a marriage is because it's a nekachtos. Thought he's marrying a normal woman. It turned out to be she doesn't develop normally. But let's say he knew, and he got involved. Said that she's a regular wife. Yesh lo ksuba. Said she gets a ksuba, right? And ksuba includes mizonas, pay, everything. What about almon lo kohen gadol? Now, almon lo kohen gadol is a Torah violation. Even though now it's interesting. Now, a woman who's not permitted, right? An almon is not permitted to a kohen gadol, correct? Now, why did she marry him? You'd say sometimes a woman, she wants to be married because she needs a husband. What about she has nothing to gain? She'd find herself another husband, right? So the question, who encouraged who to consummate the relationship? If the kohen gadol is at fault, or if she's at fault, we penalize and say, you know something, you get no ksuba, you get nothing. What about she's not at fault? He encouraged her. He was attracted, he encouraged her. So what, we're going to penalize her to lose the ksuba? He was at fault? Right? We're not. You pay her the ksuba, we'll see. Amon lo kohen gadol grusha chalutza kohen hedget. These women, before we started talking, they already were off limits, right? Mamzers nesim liyisrael, bas Yisrael nosul mamzer yesh lem ksuba. They get a ksuba. Why? Let's see Rashi. What happens if an almana marries a kohen gadol? What happens to her? She becomes a zona, right? She becomes defiled. Let's say an almana can marry an ordinary kohen. The kohen gadol marries her. What happens? There's a cost factor to her. So why should she get involved with the guy? Why should she get involved? She's messing herself up. The answer is, he's the one who encouraged the relationship. Because she has nothing to gain, right? She's giving up, right? Therefore, as a result of that, we attribute the basis for the relationship to him, therefore you pay. What about she's a shneya? They're not permitted to one another. So why did you get involved with the guy? So there we say she she enticed him. Well, she's the one who initiated the relationship, and we'll see Rashi in a minute. It's Gemara in Yevamos. Of course he knew. He knew. And they both agreed, but the question is, where did it start? Was he the one who encouraged it, or she encouraged it? There's all... Right. Kohen Gadol is a Torah violation. An almana, a widow to a high priest. That's a Torah violation. Right? Now, who encouraged it? Did he encourage it, or did she encourage? He encouraged it, or you paid a ksuba. But if she encouraged it, you know something, he's her victim, then there's no ksuba. We'll see. And what kind of she becomes a son of what? She gets, we're saying... Ma'anis also, the marriage is a marriage. Ma'anis also. Okay, good. Shni also midorais, it's a marriage. Shni is, what? Still. Shni is a rabbinic incestual relationship. We'll see Rashi in a minute. Just let's finish the Mishnah. No, she can marry an ordinary Jew. She can't marry any Kohen. A Kohen. Wait. Mamzeres Nesim Yisrael, Bas Yisrael, Nosel Mamzer, Yeshlam Ksuba. Let's see Rashi, just on that little piece. Here, Amono Kohen Gadol, Yeshlam Ksuba, Minei Shi Psula, Vodaposel. I date the Suin, right? By marrying this man, she becomes a Chalola, right? Or Zona, and her child is a Chalola. Lefichoch Eino Margiloso. So, is she getting involved? She has to be out of her mind to get involved in this relationship. Elo hu margilo, umeshadli nosilo. He's the one who developed the relationship, and was through his initiative, she got married to him. Lema lefigo konsu oseli suba. Therefore, the penalty is, even though this relationship was not permitted from day one, from get-go, you paid ksuba. Okay? Let's go further. Rav Toni, now it says in the Mishnah, Me'enes. What's Me'enes? Me'enes is a ketana, marriage of a minor. Rav Toni ketana yotzis beget. He learns ketana yotzis beget, ein lo ksuba. When she's divorced, she doesn't get a ksuba. V'koshke Me'enes. A ketana who gets a get, if a husband gives her a get, she doesn't get a ksuba. Even though she's getting a get, she's like, normally a man divorces a wife. She gets a ksuba, right? So there, he initiated it. She never wanted to walk out. What's the case of madness? Normally, a wife says, I want to walk out of the marriage. A woman can't walk out of a marriage. What about a rabbinic marriage? When she's married to someone, she could say to the guy, I'm out of here. Without a problem. Well, let's say she wants to stay, and he says, I have enough. And he gives her the get. So if he gives the get, so what happens? Well, she should get a ksuba. So, but if you learn in the Mishnah, Tani Tano Yoitzis Beget, no, that's Rav's gears in the Mishnah. So if that where he initiated, there's no get, no ksuba. So if she initiated it, definitely not, right? That's the koshke. Shmuel Tanino Ma'enes ain't lo ksuba. When she initiates it, you can't fault him. The whole idea of a ksuba is watch lo kalabein of lotzia. He shouldn't treat the relationship lightly. She's walking out on him, so she walks out on him. You pay a ksuba. But if he got rid of her, he divorces her, you pay a ksuba. That's Shmuel. Avol yotze b'geish lo ksuba. Vazli Shmuel letame. The Omer Shmuel me'enes ain't lo ksuba. Shmuel says if she's the one who breaks the relationship, she doesn't get a ksuba. Yotzes b'geish lo ksuba. Me'enes lo poslim min achim. Now, what about a woman? A man is married to a woman, then he divorces her. No, a regular woman. A regular woman. It's Eshesach. Right? The brothers can marry her. Whether she's divorced, widowed, or what, she can't marry her. What about if she's married to one of the brothers, a rabbinic marriage, and she walks out on the marriage? Could another brother now marry her? The halacha is a brother can marry her. Right? Because it's like she was not, if a brother had just a illicit relationship, a sexual relationship with a woman, could the brother marry her? The brother can marry her because they were never married. So miyun is like as if you were never married, so therefore, me'enes lo posel min achim. Right? She's not disqualified from the other brothers. The other brothers can marry her. It's not. We'll see in a moment. Let's say she's not me'enes. If she's me'enes, then we say it's afkin rabbanim kedushim rabbinically. It's a no retroactively. So that's not a question. There's going to be a machlokas soon. If she's not me'enes, We don't even look at the marriage as a marriage, period. That's in the Kufal Husino. But if she's manes, less man de poli. Nobody argues. Lo poslim in akuna, right? She was married, right? If miun is the equivalent of get, but she should be disqualified from the kuna. The answer is no. Yotza beget, or what about the husband divorces her? She doesn't walk out, the husband divorces her. Then, rabbinically, poslim in achin, because there she's called eshesach, right? Uposlim in akuna, she's called a grusha, rabbinically. Now it's interesting. The whole idea of waiting 3 months after a woman's widowed or divorced, what do you have to wait 3 months? Because it's possible she's pregnant for the previous husband, and you don't know whose child it is. If the child is born in, let's say, 9 months from the first, or 7 months from the second, you're not sure. You don't know whose child it is. So Chazal, it's called Hafchana. We have a separation period, 3 months. So what about a woman who's 90 years old? And she's widowed, she wants to remarry. Past menopause, does she have to wait 3 months? The answer is yes. Listen, it's called lo plug. We don't make any differentiation, right? You're married, you're widowed, you're divorced, you have to wait 3 months. What about a Ketana? She's married. So Ketana, she's 5 years old. Could she conceive? She can't conceive. Now she gets divorced by her husband. Gives her a get, she has to wait 3 months. That's a part of lo plug, because get means she's married, she was divorced. What about she's mevanis? She says, I'm out of here. She refuses to remain with him. Because she was never married. It's like a man has an illicit relationship with a child. What, you're going to have to wait 3 months? They only said if a man has a wife, we don't differentiate. This kind of wife, that kind of wife, it's a wife. That's a low plug. We don't make differentiation. But once she says, I refuse to remain, it's as if she was never ever married to the man. So then, if she can't conceive, what's there to worry about? So therefore, she doesn't have to wait the 3 month period. No, definitely not. You went to medical school, no? No, it's not considered, it's not called a sexual act. It's not called a sexual act before 3. 3, it's called a sexual act. It's called an act of cohabitation. Conception, she has to be at a certain age to conceive. Okay? No, 12. At 12, she could already conceive and actually give birth. Between 11 and 12, if she becomes pregnant, she could die. It will not come to, she cannot deliver. Right. Okay? Yotza beget. What about if the husband divorces her? It's not she walks out of the marriage. Because that's called a wife. There the marriage wasn't annulled retroactively. She's divorced. What's the chiddush? This is what's the name speaking. This is Shmuel. My kamashim tanina kulu. If we have a Mishnah, every one of these cases stated in the Mishnah. Hamenes beish hu muter bekrovosel. Here he's permitted in her relatives. He muteres bekrova. Lo poslim in akuna. Lo nosla get to also bekrovosel. Vi asura bekrova. Right, because you see her like a regular wife. He's not permitted in her relative. She's not for his relative. Poslim in akuna. Tzrichalam de gimel chodoshim. Yeah, he says tzrichalam de gimel chodoshim tzrichalay. Lo tenan, meaning all. So why do you have to? So what Shmuel's saying, and Ochanami, the first thing Shmuel say, that's the Mishnah, but the Mishnah doesn't mention the idea of waiting 3 months. So because that's what Shmuel answered, that if it's a get, even a ketana, you have to wait 3 months. But if it's miun, you don't have to wait 3 months. So once he added that, he mentioned all the differences between whether it is miun or a get. Right? That's not mentioned in the Mishnah. Tzrichalam gibel chodoshim is not mentioned in the Mishnah. Shmuel mentions many things that aren't mentioned in the Mishnah. So they ask Shmuel, what do you tell me, a Mishnah? Mara says it's true. He's only mentioned it because he added something else. He added something that's not mentioned in the Mishnah, which is Tzrichalam and Gibel Chodoshim. You following? A married woman who's divorced, we say a married woman who's divorced has to wait 3 months. Say, but she can't conceive because she's beyond menopause. She hasn't reached an age where she could conceive. But once you start saying that, people say, you know something, I know a woman who was married and divorced, she didn't wait 3 months. People will not make differentiations. That creates a problem for us. Therefore, there's no difference. You're married, you're divorced, you have to wait 3 months. She couldn't have conceived. No, she couldn't have conceived. No, because factually she's not mature enough to conceive. So factual conception is not our issue. But it should be part of the, we don't make any differentiation. And so she was never married. If she walks out on the man, it's as if she was never ever married in her life. That's the reason she doesn't have to wait. Right? So versus Levi Ketanoi. The Machlokes Rav and Shmuel seems to be a Machlokes that Rav says that what? That even if she gets a get, you don't get a ksuba, koshke miyun. Shmuel says no. A get, she gets a ksuba, miyun, she doesn't get a ksuba. So it seems to be this Machlokes Tanoi. What's the Machlokes? Rebbe Lezer Omer ein mas ketana klum. You this? Marrying a ketana is nothing. You this? It's not even marriage. Klum. Vein bala zakoy b'mitziyosa, and all the rights of a husband. The husband doesn't lo zakoy b'mitziyosa, lo masiyudev, lo afors nadureo, ve'enu yorshe inu metamalo. That's Rav. It's as if he's not married to her. He has no rights in her whatsoever. No, so if she has relations after she becomes a gedola, the ma'isa bia, no, the bia at adult, that's isha niknas bebia. No. The marriage until now is not a marriage. That's nothing. I mean, still called. So what's the value? The value is that people shouldn't be honest her. He's taking care of her. But in terms of they didn't give her a status of a marriage. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Hello. Yes. Okay. Very good. Thank you very much. Be well. Yeah. Okay. No, that's the halacha. The halacha is a man who marries a woman is a ketana. So until she's 12 years old, it's a kedushin rabbanan. If he cohabits with her after she's a nara, it becomes a kedushin d'oraisa. Because eino the mosabilos nus. So therefore, the actual act is an act of marriage. Okay. But over here, as a ketana, Rebbe Lezer says it's nothing. What does that mean? But factually, he has to take care of her until she says, I want to be out of here. He says, I refuse to remain. Then they have nothing to do with one another. Rabbi Shua says, no. Klum. Wait a second. It's true. It's klum means, but balo, zakoy b'siyoso, masiyodeo, bavors nodoreo, v'yorsho, umetamalo. So what is it? We're giving it some degree of validity. Wait. It's a wife, but this wife, you could end the marriage by saying, I refuse to be here. So therefore, let's say he gives her a get. So if she walks out, you can't say to her husband, no, you can't say to her husband, you should give her a ksuba. She walked out on him. Did he end the marriage? But if he gives a get, that means you ended the marriage. Right? Right? It's a wife. To your wife? No, she walked out. She retroactively she destroyed. There was never a marriage. Nothing from day one. Whatever happens, so seemingly that's the machlokes of Rav and Shmuel. Lema Rav Domek Rebbe Lezer. Therefore, he says even with a get in ksuba, a kol shkem miyun u'Shmuel Amar no. Rebbe Shua miyun there's no ksuba. Get there is a ksuba. Versus no. I'll leave the Rebbe Lezer kuli amalo pliki. Everybody agrees. According to Rebbe Lezer, the marriage is not a marriage. Right, even Shmuel, that's Rebbe Lezer. Ki pliga leave to Rebbe Shua. The question according to Rebbe Shua. According to Rebbe Shua, Shmuel Rebbe Shua. Right, that's posh. Shmuel holds like Rebbe Shua. You give a get, you have to pick. It's a marriage. Therefore, you have to give Rav Oman Ad Kalu Kam Rebbe Shua Osam Elo Midi Do Lidi Dei. You have this. His rights in her. He has rights in her, right? Because he has rights in her. Therefore, what? That's the Doli Didei. From her to him. What's her to him? Masiyodeo, Mitziyoso, everything else. Av mididei, lidido. But what does he owe her? Lo. He has nothing. It's like a one-sided marriage. Because the whole idea is they made the marriage and he should take care of her. So therefore we say, you have all the rights in her like a wife. But do you have obligations? Right? You have no obligation. So therefore, even if you give her a get, let her go. That's the lumdus. Because in fact, it's really, the man's a babysitter. He's more than a babysitter. So what do you pay babysitting fees? Mitzio, everything, payros, everything. They're like a wife. V'lo blows, she doesn't even take back her shmatas, her rags, right? Whatever's left of what she brought into the marriage from the dowry, she doesn't take out. Amalei Rafuna Barchil, the Rafkana, Amrlod Mishmei de Shmuel, Lo Shonel Nichsim Muluk. That's only speaking Avol Nichsit Tzom Barzel Islo. Right now, what's Nichsit Tzom Barzel? Nichsit Barzel is you evaluate her assets she brings into the ksuba. That's called Nichsit Tzom Barzel. And the husband takes full responsibility that when he divorces her, she gets back what she brought in. So wait. So he took responsibility. That's called achrayus. So therefore, if they're whatever they are, she has a right to take that back. Okay? If it's no nichsim muluk, he has no responsibility. He just takes. He has no responsibility to the asset. He has no responsibility to that. Nichsim means it came to her after the marriage, or it was never evaluated to be included in the ksuba. So there, the asset is her asset, but all the profits are his profits. Nichsit tzom barzel means everything is his, and we make an evaluation. Upon divorce, he has to fully reimburse her for the value of those properties, of the clothing, whatever she brought in, as when she entered, and that's the way it is. Okay? He can even sell them off. He can even sell off the properties. But when divorce, he has full responsibility to fully reimburse her. Okay? So, okay, Shmei de Shmuel, Loshon el Nichsim Luk, Av Nichsit Tzom Barzel Islo, Havi Bor Rav Papa Ahayo. When he made the statement, what is it going on? Ilem Amenes, is it the case of the katana where she walks out on him? If there was a precondition that what? That on the pond leaving, she gets it back. So what difference does it make? Menace, not menace. She brought things in. There was an agreement. If they're around, the whatever's left, she takes it. What Ibchami Boyle, we'll see right in a moment. If Idisnu, that means we're saying the marriage was never marriage. So then she gets everything. Idilesnu, Ibchami Boyle. Then it should be the other way around. It should say Nichse Mulug, the Bershusa Kaimi, Isla. Right? We're saying Nichse Tzom Barzel, he definitely has to reimburse. Nichse Mulug not, it's just the opposite. If it's islandness, that means the marriage was never marriage. We should say, if it Nichse Mulug, it should say Nichse Mulug, the Bershusa Kaime, which she owns the asset. Of course she gets back. Right? It turns out the marriage was never marriage. So why should she get it back? Right? The actually asset's her asset. Right? Right? When she got married to, what did he say? I take full responsibility to reimburse you. But to who? Nichse tzom barzel. This is very important. Nichse tzom barzel. The man, the husband says, I have full responsibility to reimburse you for whatever was worth when you brought into that marriage. Nichse tzom barzel is tanai ksuba. Is an aspect of the ksuba. But if there's no ksuba, there's no nichse tzom barzel. Malug is hers. It's unrelated. I'm married to you. Whatever profits you took, you took. What about the land? What about the property? The field, the apartment house? That's hers. So it's not dependent. It says, Nichse tzom barzel, he has to give her back. Nichse Mulug, he doesn't have to give. What do you mean Nichse Mulug doesn't give back? That's hers. Just the opposite. Nichse tzom barzel, that he shouldn't have to give back. Because what was the agreement? Upon divorce, as tonight ksuba, I'm going to give it back to you. There's no ksuba. So it's just as there's no ksuba, there's no tzom barzel that goes back. The obligation, the guarantee was only as being paid out as a ksuba. That's one aspect of ksuba. There's no ksuba to be paid out over here. There's no tzom barzel. I only obligate myself in the context of ksuba. There's no ksuba. But this is some look. It has nothing to do ksuba, no ksuba. Marriage, no marriage. It's yours. The building's hers and the field is hers. Right? So what he took, it's gone. So that's what it says. Ibcho mi boili. Nichse Mulug de b'shusa kaimi yislo. Nichse tzom barzel la b'shusa kaimi leslo. El ashniya. You're just going. No, nichse tzom barzel is not b'shusa. When he married her, he took full control of that. The chesed belongs to him. He could sell it, do whatever he wants with it. He just has to reimburse her for full value of what it was worth when he married her. But when that reimbursement that's Tanai Ksuba. There's no Ksuba, there's nothing to talk about. It's gone. That's gone already. Okay, that's the first question. So what did Shmuel say? That Nichsei Tzon Barzli is responsible, Nichsei Mulug is not responsible. El Ashniyo. Listen to this. He married his grandmother-in-law. Right? That's who he married. Grandmother-in-law. Ashniyo. V'kontzu Rabbanan lidido b'didei. Lidido b'didei. They penalized, how did you marry the guy? So what's hers, they penalized lidido b'didei, ulididei b'dido. So b'didei lidido, right? So so no. So nichsei mulug, that dido, that's hers. That we penalize. We're penalizing him, penalizing her. So how do we penalize her? You know something? You forfeit the nichsei tzon barzel. Nichsei mulug. You don't, him, you have the rags or whatever it is, you got to give it back. Because that's nichsei tzon barzel. The blows is the clothing. Whatever remnants of clothing are left, he has to give back, even though he should have a right. He's not paying a ksuba. But we're penalized because they're both guilty for getting involved in this relationship. How do we penalize her? You have to give up what's rightfully yours. That goes to him. That's how we penalize her. How do you marry the man? You're not permitted to. And how do we penalize him? What would normally be rightfully his, something that give back to her. Okay? So you say, Shmatis means, no, let's say she has jewelry, right? The jewelry, that's his, right? She brings jewelry into the marriage and you evaluate the jewelry. Right? That's his. That's Nichsei Tzon Barzel. Omer Avsimi. Right, that we listen to Ksuba. So, jewelry would not be her property. Jewelry would Nichsei Tzon Barzel unless she doesn't want to be included. Unless she doesn't want to be included. You got it? Anything which is evaluated and is written into the Ksuba, that's called Nichsei Tzon Barzel. Because we know what its worth was. So that means she says, that's yours to do as you wish, but upon divorce, I get it back. If you should die eventually, my children, Ksuba's been in Dichrin, they get that. Right? Because it was evaluated. That goes to her children. What about it was never evaluated? So that means you have a right to use it. To use it. Meaning for whatever you want to use it. You want to put it in a show to show off it and you get a fee for it. So the jewelry is hers. That's Nichsei Tzon Barzel, Nichsei Mulug. The profits, you get the profits. Okay, you want to rent it out. People wear it, you can charge a fee for wearing it. Okay? Because the more discussed in a moment. A person has an expensive garment. Do we allow the garment to be worn? If it be Nichsei Tzon Barzel, Nichsei Mulug, we don't allow it. Because ultimately, if it's Nichsei Mulug, it's going to end up to be Shmatis. You're taking the principle and you're going to destroy it. So what do you do with a garment? You sell it, you buy a piece of property. And then of that property, then we talk about you getting profits. But you're in the rental, in the tuxedo rental business. How many times can you rent out a tuxedo? In 6 months, there's no tuxedo left. Okay, so we'll see. Shmami no b'drav kano. So the says, Omer Avashi, Omer Rav Simar Shmami no b'drav kano. Ayla glimo. A woman brings a garment into the marriage. Kar no havik. That's called principle. V'lo michsi lo. You hear this? He doesn't allow her to wear. Why? Because only it's going to turn into it'll turn into rags. Rav Nachman pei rahave. Somewhere says Rav Nachman pligale. They're arguing. A garment is not right. Are we worried that it'll turn it into rags? As long as something's left, it's okay. To take money and buy food, there's no question. She brings cash into marriage. You got to buy property. You got to buy property with cash. You spend cash, there's nothing left. Here, there'll be something left. It'll be a threadbare garment. Something's left, that's called principle. That's the argument. Do we allow you to diminish it as long as the principle is, as long as the entity remains, or not? I'll give you an example. Person has a building. Every once in a while, it has to be refurbished. I mean, you have to make maintenance. I'm not doing maintenance. So the man is bleeding it to death. I mean, he's wearing it down. That eventually it's going to be the structure is about to collapse. So you don't allow that. If it's that kind of situation, you make him sell the property or invest in it to fix it up. Otherwise you have no Karen. Right? But according to Rav Nachman, no. You can. As long as it remains intact, as long as it doesn't turn into dust, there's no problem. Ein lem ksuba. When we say these people have no ksuba, that's only in regard to the base ksuba. But what he obligated himself in addition, that's his obligation. Tosefes ksuba, that's the addition. Yeah, this 1 second. We'll see in a moment, because it's different. The man wanted to give him more. See, because it's not a penalty. With a ma'enes, it's not a penalty. He says, you know something, I'm going to marry you. He didn't have to give him more. You could have only given just 100 or 200. Would he giving him more? You want to give more, so even if she walks out, you want to give her more. She gets more. But it's called Tosefes Ksuba. No, but it's different. But here it's different, though. The difference would be if we're going to penalize the man. If the reason why you're not getting Ksuba is because you're being penalized, then it's different. Then we won't differentiate whether it's Ksuba. If Tosefes Ksuba. Right, yeah, you will see. Noshem Chum Yotze Shlo B'Ksuba going Overis Aldas. Here, woman's Overis Aldas. We had in the 7th parak. A woman, she doesn't keep laws of Nida. She tells him she tithed the wheat, the grain. She didn't. She was machalim iser. She wasn't mafresh challah. Chavruseo, all ein lem tosefes. V'kolshke monomosayim. Hayotzim shemra. What about a person committed adultery? A woman committed adultery. She was mizaneh. No tells mashafoneo v'yotza. So Rashi says, what's no tells mashafoneo? Hayotzis mishum shemra shizinso v'nichsei mulug. Hear this? She doesn't get the ksub, nichsei mulug will let her take, because that's her asset, right? It's her asset. That's not called you paying her the ksuba. Mesayele lo rafuna dam rafuna zinso lo hifsido below seo. Yeah, below seo kayomin. Right? She did not lose her shmatis, her rags. What are the rags? The rags. That's the keren. That's the principle. Because to give her anything that's called ksuba, she doesn't get ksuba. Because that's principle. That's nichsei mulug. That's nichsei mulug. That's zinso. A woman commits adultery. She doesn't fall for what's rightfully hers. Right? She ksuba to seven's ksuba she won't get whatever it is, but what's rightfully hers is rightfully hers. We don't take away what's hers. Okay? So therefore, what about nichsei tzom marzel? She's not getting nichsei tzom marzel because that's repayment. That's called a repayment. Out of his pocket, she gets nothing. But because that's hers, we're not giving her anything. She's taking what's right, what's hers. Right. Tani Tana coming to Rav Nachman, Zinso Efsid Veloseo. Yeah? Kayomin. He learned, Rav Nachman argues. That's right. Omalei. So they said to Rav Nachman, that's Rav Nachman. Rav Huna said, no. Rav Nachman says, yes, sir. They said, Omalei, im he's Zinso Veloseo, Zanoi. He says, what, they committed adultery. She said, why she take anything away from her? Well, what's the property at fault? What, you empty her bank account? She has a bank account. Because you committed adultery, we're emptying your bank account. That's basically what it is. Tani lo ifsida below sale. Kayom. He says you have to learn not ifsida below sale kayom. If they were gone, they're gone. But if it's kayom and she gets it, Amar Rabba Rav Chana, Amar Rav Yochanan, Zudiv Rav Menachem Stibiso Avachom Omrim Zinso lo ifsida below sale kayomin. Yeah. Good. Further. What about if you married an islandess? Knowing she's an islandess, it says she gets the ksuba. Omer Afuna, islandess isha vena isha. You hear this? Islandess, sometimes she's treated like a wife, sometimes not. If you didn't know she was an islandess, then it's a mektos, she wasn't a wife. But let's say you knew in advance she was an islandess, then you treat her like a wife. She gets a ksuba. Almona isha gemura, like we said, almon l'kohen gadol. He pays a ksuba, regardless. Knowing, not knowing, he has to pay the ksuba. What do you mean it's not doing Toraisa? He did it into the Toraisa. She gets a ksuba. She's Isha. Right? Isha means she's treated like a wife to get the payout. She gets the ksuba. What does it mean? Ailis Isha ain't Isha. Hikerba yesh lo ksuba. If he knew in advance she was 9less, he married her, she gets a ksuba. Lo hikabo in lo ksuba, it's mekachtos. Almona isha gemuri, bein hikabo lo hikabo. Yesh lo ksuba, right? She's always his wife in terms of financial responsibility to her. He has to give it a full payout. He has to give her a ksuba. Let's see, he didn't know she was an almana. She didn't know. Hikaba lo hikaba. We're saying by almana he pays the ksuba regardless. Evidently, he was interested in her. He was interested in her. Turned out she's okay. So I'll give you a divorce, but it's not a mekachtos. Less man the polig, a Kohen Gadol marries an almana. It's not a mekachtos. It's not. It's not a mekachtos. A marriage, you got to pay a ksuba. That's it. That's what it's saying. Okay. Rav Yehuda Omar achazu v'achazu isha ve'en isha. Even by almana, it depends. Hikabo yesh lo ksuba. Hikabo ain't lo ksuba. No, even by because we could say with certainty if the Kohen Gadol would know she was Naman, he would never want to marry her. It's a mekachtos. No, that's hikarbo, like islands. That you know when she married, but it could be the same thing. He never knew she was Namana. Let's see, she's Namana min Erison. She's Namana min Erison. She's a virgin. She didn't tell him, and nobody told him, and he marries her. So he holds Rabbi Yehuda. It's a mekachtos. It's a mistaken marriage. It's on the false pretenses, and therefore she's not married. She, if a married man marries a woman with a certain understanding, and turns out what he knew, but if not, ain't lo ksuba. So so if that's the case, he marries. He thought she wasn't an almana, and she turns out to be an almana. So what is it? It's not a marriage, right? Lo tem hostama ain't lo ksuba. Because we have an argument here. And almana, is that a mekachtos, not a mekachtos? So we're citing a brisa that it seems to be over here, right? He married her with the understanding she was this, and turned out she's not that. So what it means, hostama ein lo ksuba. Lo tem hostama ein lo ksuba, ela ema konsa b'chazoka she'eno kain. Hear this? He married her saying, you're certainly not an almana. It wasn't open-minded. They said this woman is not an almana, and she turned out to be an almana to the Kohen Gadol. That's when the marriage is not a marriage, because he said it's like it's a conditional marriage. If she's forbidden, I don't want to marry her. So that's because we have an argument here. A Kohen Gadol marries a woman not knowing she's an almana, but nobody told him one way or another. No, the question is stoma. What's stoma? Is stoma mekachtos? Stoma not mekachtos? That's the machlokas. According to the Rav Huna, it's not a mekachtos. According to Rabbi Yehuda, it is a mekachtos. So according to Brisa, the Brisa says, stoma means they didn't discuss it. They didn't discuss it. He marries a woman, gets married. It turns out she's an almana. That she's okay. He wasn't told she's definitely not an almana. If he was told he's definitely not an almana, less man the poli. It's a mekachtos. That's a mekachtos. And that's definitely, it's a marriage. That's hikabo. In the gray area, that's the question. That's the machlokas Rav Huna Rabbi Yehuda. Okay? What? Definitely the ksuba will be different. Yeah, but we're talking about the marriage. Is the marriage a marriage? Then you have to pay a ksuba, period. Not even, you don't pay a cent. Of course, of course. No, they didn't write a ksuba. It's ersin. Let's say it's ersin. It's no ksuba by ersin. Okay? El eim kotzu b'cheskish ain't okay. V'nimtza sheikein ain't lo ksuba. Avol stoba mai. Islo. No, that's the halacha because she's an almana. The two separate halachas. Almana lo yikoch and psul b'amav yikoch. Two different things. Okay? Right. Aratoni b'chazoka shehi kain, nimtza shehi kain, yesh lo ksuba l'shvinit stoma, v'koshkin ho. According to Rabbi Yehuda, he says even stoma is a mekachtos. So what do we have to say? He was told not. V'o toni konsa b'yodua v'nimtza b'yodua, yesh lo ksuba, konsa stam ein lo ksuba. Tufta rafunda tufta. So you see clearly that even stoma is a mekachtos. He's refuted. Refuted mastis natose. What misled him? Because he relied on the Mishnah. Who saw the cup? Ma'aflik ba'aylinis. Since the Mishnah differentiates, did you know in advance she was nalus or not, whether it's a mekachtos or not? And doesn't make this differentiation by almona. Mechlal da almona afilu b'stoma nami yislo. Seems to be almona, right? We say even stoma she gets the ksuba, right? V'loi kiktoni lo almona aplukta da'aylu. They relied on that, therefore they have to make that differentiation. Just start the next Mishnah. You hear this? A man marries a woman, she has a daughter from previous marriages. I'm marrying the condition, 5 years you have to feed my daughter. Yeah? Then he divorced her. Is he still bound to the obligation to the daughter? Mrs. Lacher, Uposki Imo, she's shopping around here. Again, she makes. He's the first one, still has to give it a 5 years worth of support. It's not, once you marry, you lose your alimony. It doesn't work that way. Somebody assumes the obligation of the daughter. The daughter is something else, a separate obligation. Lo yoma rishon l'shetovu etzli azona. So Rashi doesn't mean l'shetovu etzli. If you would be my wife, I'll support your daughter. You're not my wife, I'm not supporting. No such thing. The obligation of the daughter is independent whether you're married to the wife or not. So even if he divorces, he still has that financial obligation to the daughter. He has to bring the money, deliver it to the daughter with the mother. Yeah, they could work out between the two of them. So we'll split the pot. We're obligated 5 years worth of support. So each of us will contribute every time, 50-50. No. She only needs food for actually 5 years. So the other guy has to deliver the cash. Nisis Habal. Nisis, what about she gets married? Habal nosin lo mizonos, veinosin lo demei mizonos. Nisis Mesu benosei Mesu. Let's say the mothers die. Let's say mizonos mnechosim bnei Yeah, this v'hini zonos mnechosim mishubadim. Now, what's the halach we had earlier? A woman's a widow. Mizona, she only gets from bnei chorim. Right? Because we don't know the extent of the sustenance. A wife, you have to cover her clothing, her presence. You don't know. It's an unknown entity, the number. You can't burden the lukuchas with it. They can't do their due diligence to know how to buy the property or not. Therefore, you can only collect mizonas from bnei chorim. What about the daughter? A man obligated 5 years, I will support your daughter. She's a creditor. You see her as a creditor. The daughter is a creditor she gets from Mishubadim. So if the husbands die, she collects from only her and the wife. The daughter, she even goes to Mishubadim. That's what it says. Okay? Mesu, the same is zonos minachosin, b'nosein zonos minachosin b'nechorin, b'nizones, minachosin b'nei, she kabbalah schov. We're talking about from yeah, 1 second. Rega, 1 second. She kabbalah schov, sheish alein shtar mizonos. Not sure. I don't have to read this. The same is minachosin b'nechorin, v'lo mishudot b'itnan, emotzin la'achilas peros l'shevach karka l'mozon l'isha v'abonis m'nishon v'hi nizonas osabas. The question is, what does she have to support? V'hi nizonas osabas. Oh, it's good. No, it's good. No. It's good. She gets supported from the Bnei Chorim. Now the daughter has a right to come to her and take from the mother, because she's the balaschov collecting from the mother. Because the property is indebted to the mother and to the daughter. So we say like this: Nieces, Mesu b'nesein zos b'chos b'nei chorim v'hini zonis b'chos mishubadim b'nei shehi kabalaschov. V'hi. That I hear. That's what Rashi says. The zonis osa abbas. Rashi says. Take a look at Rashi. She balaschov. She ishlo aleim shtar mizonos. Osa abbas. The bas has a shtar mizonos. That's what Rashi says. Take a look at Rashi. Okay, we'll leave this for tomorrow. Okay.